I feel like you would have a better time getting the flesh-eating beetles.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in here about, like, other ways that would be way better than acid, which kind of concerns me when so many people have thought this through. Okay, Alex, I got a third question for you, and I'm going to tell you right now that this is probably more morbid than most of the questions that I've asked you, but you'll appreciate it.
Like, in general, or just, like, currently the questions you've asked me?
No, in general. This is hilarious to me, though. I can't believe somebody asked this question. I am want to share it with you.
I want to know.
Okay. Weird question about acid, corpses, and the undead.
Alright.
Okay. So, a bit of a setup. I'm currently playing a necromancer who has become captain of the ship in our pirate campaign.
That's your first mistake.
Yes. The campaign is set in a custom world, and the rules are fairly heavily modified, though are still D&D 5e mostly. I have access to an alchemy jug, so 8 ounces, 1 cup of acid every day. So here is where it gets weird. I want to decorate my ship with skeletons, so I always have minions on hand. You probably know where this is going.
Yeah.
However, seeking out that many bone piles seems like it might take a while. So my question is, how much acid do you believe it would take to strip a corpse of flesh? And if I filled a big coffin, could I use that acid multiple times? Wait for it, there's more. I've tried searching for information online, but I'm drawing
Now, first of all, you're on a watch list now.
The first comment to this is, good luck with the FBI. I've tried searching for information online, but I'm drawing a blank. Thanks for my help. P.S. This just gets better. P.S. My wife is the DM, and she's kind of lost on this as well. Thanks again. TLDR, how much acid to strip a skeleton clean? Okay,
Right.
I had to share that with you because it is just so batshit insane that somebody asked that question. But
I feel like you would have a better time getting the flesh-eating beetles.
yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things in here about, like, other ways that would be way better than acid, which kind of concerns me when so many people have thought this through about how to strip corpses of flesh. But
Well, here's the thing about the
Yes.
beetles, is you don't have to worry about accidentally spilling the beetles on your ship and eating through the hull and sinking your ship at that point.
true.
But you do have to worry about if they get hungry and want to eat living people. I don't know if they eat just corpses or if they eat
Yes.
live creatures or not. So that's a thing to be worried about
Right.
separately.
Yes.
Acid probably not the best way to do it, though.
Yeah, I mean, there are some people that did mention scarab beetles as, like, an alternative. But
Yeah.
I did want to figure this out. If we look at the rules as written, like, what if you did want to use acid, what it would take. So I looked up a few of the actual mechanics here to figure this out. So
Do you want to watch list now too?
yes, I am, and that's
Great.
okay. Because I get to
And
make.
now for today's sponsor, NordVPN. This would be a great segue into having a sponsor.
Make sure that you have a virtual private network of your own. But also, the thing about it is that I'm perfectly fine with that, because if they are going to watch this, I get to make state agencies listen to me go through this rant about what would actually happen in Dungeons and Dragons, and that's worth it to me. So, okay, the alchemy jug. So, they mentioned the alchemy jug. It's a wondrous item, it's an uncommon, and basically you can use an action, name one liquid from a whole table of different liquids, to produce a chosen liquid, And once it starts producing, it can't produce another different one or more until it's reached its maximum until the next dawn. So acid is the 8 ounces. So it's basically, 16 ounces would be your pound, right? So 8 would be half of that. That's what we're looking at. So you have an acid vial. Acid vial is a piece of adventuring gear. And it weighs a pound. So if I do this correctly, you have to take 2 of your alchemy jugs worth to get one of these vials. Okay.
Because you're doing it by ounces.
Right. This is the best that I can
do.
Yeah.
Even though 8 ounces of acid is not equivalent to 8 ounces of weight, it is 8 fluid ounces.
Do we know if the fluid ounces would equate to the size of the vial?
I don't know. I'm just saying there's a difference between ounces.
Oh,
and weight.
I understand the fluid ounces thing, but I have nothing to compare the two of like how much the vial holds in terms of the interior liquid piece. They don't mention that. But the acid vial, if we're taking it as that, it says as an action you can splash the contents onto a creature within 5 feet of you, throw it, right. In either case, making a ranged attack against the creature, treating the acid as an improvised weapon. On hit, target takes 2d6 acid damage. Okay, so if I'm going to assume that you would need to have, like, that one of these alchemy jugs creates, like, half of the volume as what I'm seeing as one of the vials, I'm going to now assume 1d6 is the damage that the alchemy jug would do in terms of like how much it produces in a day. Does this make sense to you so far?
Sure, I'm following.
Okay, so now here's where it gets tricky. I'm trying to think about what monster we would actually utilize in terms to figure out like what we're breaking down. So I have zombies and I have guards. Would it be a zombie? I don't think it would be. The corpse, a zombie is like a living corpse. It's a walking corpse. So I was thinking you'd go with guard. And the guard has 11 hit points. So I don't think it's gonna take that long.
Well, to dissolve all the flesh from its bones and the muscles, everything but bones?
I mean, yeah, if you run out of the hit points, can't you basically say that they're dead? Or I guess they're dead, but then that would be like a bone pile that comes out of it.
I mean, they're a corpse, they're not a bone pile.
Okay, so then we would have to figure out, so what would we consider, okay, I guess this is what we have to establish. Would we have to do double the overall hit points in order to, like, dissolve everything?
I mean, it would take time, I don't think it'd be instant if you're gonna go with this.
Okay, so...
Like, it depends on, like, what you have for an acid. Like, I'm not one of these people who watches a lot of crime shows and watches serial killer stuff about dissolving bodies.
Look, what you need to do is you need to watch like all the episodes of like Mindhunter, and we can get back to this if we figure this out. But in the meantime,
I think it would take time. Otherwise, you would need to have a very strong acid if you want to do quickly. But a strong acid risks dissolving the bones.
This is true, and you need to have a skeleton.
So you need a weaker acid, so it would take longer.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe just use lime.
Lime would be good. Isn't lime something in D&D? That's got to be a thing.
I don't know. Honestly, I think the easiest method for this in D&D is enslave yourself a gelatinous cube.
See, the thing about it is that someone even said something about gelatinous cube. The OP did make a good point, but then I have to retrieve the bones. Because aren't you going to have to, like, reach in and get the bones from the gelatinous cube?
Retrieve? No. If it's a full intact skeleton in there now, all you do is animate it.
Could you animate it from inside the gelatinous cube?
Why not? I don't have a reason why you couldn't. Does the gelatinous cube have spell resistance?
I guess the gelatinous cube doesn't have spell resistance. Does Raise Dead have somatic components where you have to, like, tell the skeleton, hey, Skelly boy, get up?
Well, it's not like, not like it can listen. I mean, the somatic components would be just verbal components. Oh, somatic is hands. You mean verbal.
Oh, verbal, yeah. Well, somatic maybe too. It's like, can they see me through the gelatinous cube?
I do not see a reason why you couldn't cast animate dead, or whatever, raise dead.
Got it.
On the bones of a person inside a gelatinous cube and just have it walk out.
And just have it walk out. Okay.
Yeah.
Better yet, keep it in the gelatinous cube and have him walk around with the gelatinous cube up. And it's like...
Well, the issue with that becomes a hazard for everything organic.
You're a necromancer. What do you want?
But then you also can see visually how far along the decomposition of the flesh is going.
Oh, that's true. That's true. You get like a little window
into... to come out.
Yeah, yeah. So what you have to... Okay, but now this... Okay, now we have another problem, though. How do I catch and contain a gelatinous cube?
Well, do you have a spell that's conveniently get rid of all flesh?
Yeah, go back to the scarab beetles and make a... I can do summon animals. Or summon creatures.
At any rate, hold monster.
Hold monster? Okay.
Hold monster. Put it in a pen.
Okay. Now I just have a gelatinous cube. He's my friend. I call him Al.
Big drunk tank. Sure.
Yeah.
I call him QB.
Q, and it's literally Q and B.
Short for Qbert.
Okay, so basically just avoid the acid vial altogether and find alternate means in order to do this, because I don't think it's very practical to use acid vials in order to achieve skeletonization of your minions.
Probably not. Also, on a side note to that too as well, I don't see why you need to remove all the flesh from the corpse.
Yeah, I don't think that's how skeletons work.
Just raise the... Yeah, just be like, yeah, nope. Your skeleton's gonna... Flesh can stay on it if it wants. But you're dead and your corpse is mine.
I have to look up one thing, because I want to actually look up the spell for Raise Dead. Raise Dead is done at range of touch.
Not an issue.
With the gelatinous cube it is.
Not an issue.
You have to touch the skeleton inside of
Sure. How deep are you putting it?
You sure you want to phrase it that way?
Yes.
Okay. Not too deep.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the toe.
Put a glove on.
Okay, yeah.
Put a glove on something.
Okay.
Or have a piece of the body sticking out of it, like have its finger sticking out of it.
Yeah. This also apparently does have verbal components. You return a dead creature you touch to life, provided that it has been dead no longer than 10 days. If the creature's soul is both willing and at liberty to rejoin the body, the creature returns to life with 1 hit point.
I don't think that's what they're using to animate the dead in terms of summoning. That's like returning a player's dead body back to them for them to control. Because their soul has to be part of it.
Okay, but doesn't this still...
animate dead.
Animate dead? I want to be at animate dead, not raise dead.
We don't want to try to bring the person back to life 10 days old when they've been sitting in a gelatinous cube getting their flesh dissolved.
Okay.
They're not going to like that.
Turns out we've solved the one problem. You don't have to touch the corpse. It can be a 10-foot range. So, right there, we're in good shape. Alright. This spell creates an undead servant. Okay, we're on it. We're in it now.
There you go.
Choose a pile of bones or a corpse of a medium or small humanoid within range. Your spell imbues the target with a foul mimicry of life, raising it as an undead creature. This target becomes a skeleton if you choose bones, or a zombie if you choose a corpse.
Oh, okay. So in this case, you would need to make it bones.
Right. That seems to be the big issue. In order to...
Why would you not want zombies then? What if the corpse has a bone sticking out? Can I then use the bones that are sticking out to turn it into a skeleton? Or does it have to be a pile of just bones?
I don't know why you wouldn't want to just have a zombie. Because the zombie has even more hit points. And I believe it has higher constitution.
Undead don't get con scores anyways.
Vulnerability to bludgeoning, immunity to poison. Can't get exhausted or poisoned. But then again, also damage immunity and condition immunity for poison for your zombie. And your zombie gets dark vision. That's kind of cool. And if I remember correctly, and undead also have the ability, if damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it makes a constitution saving throw DC of 5 plus the damage taken unless the damage is radiant or from a critical hit. On a success, the zombie drops to 1 hit point instead. So you also have a harder time killing the zombie, because I don't think skeletons do that. No, skeletons don't do that. Really, the question is, why wouldn't you want to try to preserve the corpses as long as possible so that you can have zombies?
Who knows? We solved their problem. Just get zombies.
Just get zombies. There's
They probably want skeletons for the aesthetic. Crave had the question of, could you bring them back to life as a skeleton if they consent, as for the raised dead? I'd allow it.
Sure.
Going all One Piece on you. That one character, I don't know his name, but he's the skeleton that's alive that plays like the violin. Seagoat, on the other hand, has done some searching, apparently.
Ooh, fun.
Already on some watch lists, so here goes. Strong acid, as in stomach acid, so you can use the acid of your slain enemies to dissolve their own flesh.
Perfect.
In this case, will dissolve flesh enough to strip it from bones in a few weeks.
Okay.
Which you can enhance by increasing the surface area by slashing the flesh to cut it open.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Oh, no searching, sorry. Pure research.
Oh, pure research. Okay, good. Great.
And then Crave had said maybe they want the skeletons to go on dates with them Bone Zone style.
Oh, hey, bring it back to the Bone Zone. Terrific.
One of these days we're going to get some Bone Zone stickers. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Get a deal.
This is the perfect place so that you can match up your skeleton to other people's skeletons. They can...
It's a necromancer dating app you always wanted.
Yeah, exactly. Something's getting raised.
Why was that not the tagline for
it? The Bone Zone. Something's getting raised.
Now it is.
Yeah,
now
exactly.
It is.
There you go. We just add lore to the sticker.
When we figure out merch again, we're going to do another shirt. That's the Bone Zone. Have the design on the back. Just the Bone Zone. Something's getting raised on the front.
Yep. Perfect. Yeah.
And all of your friends will question your life decisions when you wear this shirt. The bright side is, all the friends you have near you while wearing that shirt are hopefully the corpses that you have raised along the way.
Another little side note, to the wife who is the DM, I'd be very mindful of the question that is being asked right now. It's a solid relationship if you're having this conversation, though. We can only hope that we can eventually meet a partner who we can discuss stripping the flesh bones with.
Some people gotta have hobbies.
That's love. That's eternal love. Right there. I do not recommend looking up information for this online. Because I have a feeling that they probably don't want you to think about this too much. You know what you do? You just go watch literally any crime series, or you go watch Breaking Bad, because I think that they actually did something like this in like the first freaking episode of the series.
Seagoat actually said you can use an alkaline solution like lime, which is actually the best to leave the bones intact, but this takes months and months to be effective.
Yeah.
Again, it's a lot weaker, but you're not going to destroy your bones.
But I want my skeleton ship now!
What if you want to build the ship out of skeletons? Can I just raise a whale skeleton?
Ooh, I like this idea. Just have a blue whale skeleton as your boat.
Yeah, well, no, because then you have to build stuff around it to make it airtight and submersible.
Magic.
You could use the whale bones as the bones of a ship, though.
Oh yeah, no, you could, but also I'm just thinking if you had the bones of a whale, you could just reanimate the whale, and then the whale will just be able to sail on the water. It will be an open air concept pirate ship.
Oh.
Not a lot of storage.
No, not a lot of hiding from anything.
More of a submarine, actually, at that point. Hold your breath.
Seago said, I'm glad you're actually a podcast and not a public service announcement. Why is that? Why?
This is
PSA?
a public service announcement. I'm going to label this as PSA. In the we do your public service announcement about skeletons. We're not in the right season.
How to do it right or how to not do it right?
Yeah, the do's and don'ts of creating skeletons.
That's like that movie, that video. Oh, grave robbing for dummies.
13 weird tricks you can use to get your skeletons looking their best.
It would be 13, as that is the unluckiest of numbers.
We put 13 skeletons on a desert island to see who would survive the longest. The answers might surprise
Guess what?
you. Yes,
The answer is all of them. They don't require sustenance.
that's true. We went down that rabbit hole, so
That bone hole?
the bone.
That's what you wanted, right?
This is the only episode of Total Pebble Knockdown that will be demonetized by the people that made it.
I mean, so what? We're not paying ourselves for it at this point.
Exactly, we're not paying ourselves the no money that they were not going to pay. So that's good. Yeah. So I don't even know what question to ask people at the end of this segment. Are skeletons cool?
We went over that in our Halloween episode.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did. Okay. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Skeleton or zombie? Which is hotter? Are you hot? Skeleton, zombie. One
Hot
of
or
the two.
not, zombie.
Yeah, exactly.
Zombie and
Get out the laser. Get out the laser. We gotta check. Just to see. The hottest undead come to the Underdark Beach.
Great.
Uh,
Oh, jeez.
The question for everybody is: pirate ship out of whale bones? Yes or no?
Seago said, guys, I'm so glad I caught you this evening. And then Ray said, I guess zombies, because of the heat of decomposition. That would make sense. Seago says, are skeletons cool? Depends if they're trying to hard-boil a red dragon egg.
That's true. That's true.
Yes, that's true. We're gonna catch up on that between the segments.
You take this is how the skeleton ends up being better than the zombie, is you coat the skeleton in your dragon egg shells, and then it's fire resistant. And do you know what you could use for the corpses? The dead adventurers that you decided to kill off because you messed up their stats.
Crave said, then can you hard-boil a skeleton? I mean, what are you gonna boil, the bones? Are you gonna make a bone broth?
Ooh, that sounds good. You know, I think that the skeleton would just find that really relaxing, like a spa.
Yeah. It's like a hot tub.
Yeah, it's a hot tub
If
for...
you put a skeleton in a hot tub, are you just making a hot tub bone broth?
Yes. You also crack a dragon egg into the same thing, and now I've made like a nice, I made an egg drop soup.
So we gotta do the bone zone thing, but one of the art things for it has to be a hot tub with a couple skeletons in it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
it needs to say I'm getting hot and brothered.
Well, we've finally run out of steam.